1, 2, 3. What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Cruz, your band and orchestra teacher. In this video, I'm going to explain how to play a 1-octave chromatic scale on the clarinet starting on low C. For those of you that are my band students, you should already have the handout of major and chromatic scales. And what you're going to do is you're going to follow along in chromatic scale number 4 on your scale sheet. If you do not have that, or maybe you're not a student of mine, and you happen to stumble upon this video, you can go to halebands.org. That's HALEBANDS.org. I left a link to that website in the description below. And all you need to do is go to halebands.org, go to the search. I believe it's in the top right of the website, and just type in chromatic scales in the search and then find your instrument and download that PDF. So anyways, we're playing chromatic scale number 4. Before we dive into chromatic scales, I want to emphasize that you all watch my first video on chromatic scales. I explain how the chromatic scales, the chromatic scale is a series of ascending half steps and descending half steps. I also show the piano as a visual guide to show you how the notes ascend and descend in half steps. And I also explain the concept of enharmonic equivalence in that video as well. So please fully understand that video. Watch it as many times as you need to understand what's happening. I've seen way too many students attempt to play the chromatic scale, and they end up twisting things and confusing things, and they end up learning how to play it wrong, and it's really difficult to break a habit, and it only takes a couple of tries to play it incorrectly. So please watch the first video I made about chromatic scales, and then dive into this video and try playing it on your own and following the sheet music. Anyway, if you've already seen that video, let's get into it. The best way I like to explain the chromatic scale is starting with a major scale first. So on the clarinet, let's start with a C major scale. Okay, so that was a C major scale. Now that was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That was only 8 tones from low C to C. That was only 8 tones, but there are other tones in between all the other notes that I just played, and you can get to those tones by playing them up in half steps or descending in half steps. So, for example, in between C and D, low C and low D, there was a C sharp in between. In between D and E, there was D sharp or E flat. So it's really important that you know your major scales, and then you know the notes that you're not playing. Again, follow the sheet, the scale sheet that I provide, so that you can keep track of every single note you're supposed to play. And then also keep track of every single note you're supposed to play by using the piano as a visual aid and making sure that you don't skip any notes. When going through the scale, chromatic scale, I like to talk about major scales first, what you're playing versus what you're not playing. So let me discuss the C major scale and all of its fingerings. So first, C major scale, C, thumb, 1, 2, 3. D, thumb, 1, 2. E, thumb, first finger. F, thumb only. G, nothing pressed down. A, the A key, and then B is thumb and register key. The thumb is fully covered. The thumb hole's fully covered. And with the corner of your thumb, pop open this register key. This is for B, by the way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This key right here. I hope you can see that. This key right here. Okay. And this key right here with the left pinky. So that's B. Feel free to pause this video or rewind and watch that again. That's B. Then C. C is thumb register key. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this key over here. Okay, so those were the fingerings for the C major scale. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk to you about is the notes that are in between all the notes that I just played. Okay, so in your chromatic scale number 4 from the worksheet that I provide, in the chromatic scale, there are other notes in between. So let's discuss that. There's C, thumb 1, 2, 3. You already know that. After C is C sharp. I just press this key right here for C sharp. C, then C sharp. C sharp is the pinky key closest to my left ring finger. Okay. After C sharp is D. We already know what D is. After D is D sharp. D sharp is thumb 1, 2, and this bottom side key right here. You may also play D sharp as thumb 1, 2, and this sliver key right here. You press that down with your ring finger. That's the key closest to your middle finger. You can use either fingering when playing the chromatic scale. It's fine. After D sharp is E, then F. After F is F sharp. F sharp is first finger down only. After F sharp is G, open G. After G is G sharp. G sharp is this long key right here. After G sharp is A. After A is A sharp. A sharp is the A key and the register key only. After A sharp, you're going to put all of your fingers down to play B. B again is thumb register key. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This key right here with your right pinky. And this key right here with your left pinky. That's B, and after B is C. Okay, follow that so far. Please feel free to pause and rewind this video as many times as you need to see all those fingerings. And then descending, okay, you have C, B, okay, let me say that again. C is thumb register key, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this pinky key here with your right pinky. After C is B. Just press this pinky key down with your left pinky to get a B. After B is B flat. B flat is the A key and the register key. B flat, then A. A flat is this long key right here. A flat. Open G. G flat is just your first finger down only. Then it's F, E, E flat. You have your options of thumb 1, 2 and this bottom side key, or thumb 1, 2 and the sliver key here with your ring finger. After E flat is D, then it's D flat. D flat is thumb 1, 2, 3 and this key, and then back to C. You might have noticed while I was explaining all these fingerings that there's 2 note names for the same fingering. For example, C sharp and D flat. Okay, those are your enharmonic equivalents. All right, so if you remembered from video number 1, I explained enharmonic equivalents. This is it. Your clarinet has the same thing. Okay, enharmonic equivalents. So C sharp and D flat are the same. D sharp and E flat are the same. Thumb 1, 2 bottom side, or thumb 1, 2 and the left sliver key. Okay, that's D sharp and E flat. Either or will work in the chromatic scale. I prefer to use bottom side. F sharp and G flat. F sharp and G flat are the same fingering. Okay. G sharp and A flat are the same fingering. Okay, it's this key right here. And then A sharp and B flat are the same fingering. A sharp and B flat. All right. So it's really important that you know your enharmonics. And when you're reading the sheet music that I provide, you're reading it one note at a time and you're playing that really, really slow. So I'm going to demonstrate for you how to play a C chromatic scale in one octave. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. That was a C chromatic scale in one octave on the clarinet. If you have any questions, please leave me a message on Schoology or send me an email using our district email. Please try not to leave any comments below. Now, if you're not a student of mine and you happen to just stumble upon this video and you do have a question for me, feel free to ask and leave a comment below. I just want to separate the content that I'm teaching for my students and the content that I am teaching for everybody out there on the World Wide Web. So that's a C chromatic scale, and please go through all of those notes one note at a time. Don't lose your spot, don't lose your place while reading it, and read every single note and fingering carefully. All right, good. 1, 2, 3.